Fix one job to repair another. And they say men can't multitask. So this next video you're about to see was filmed a few weeks back, quite a few weeks back. Didn't get it uploaded because something to do with the SD card or an error or something popped up when I put it into the computer and it wouldn't play nothing. I did lose a lot of the footage that I took, but I managed to get enough of it together that I could still get the video recovered and fixed with a bit of software that I downloaded. It was a lot of rooting, but we got it together and now you're about to see it. So if you're wondering why things are a little bit behind on what's really happening this time of year, this is why. So it's rolling and harrowing. Enjoy. So today we have a new little job on the plan. May not work too well just yet. I was over just having a quick look through some of the bits and pieces that got damaged when we were piping. On Monday the ground was still fairly wet. It does have these wet spots. Wasn't too bad, but I'm just standing in one real bad spot here that got badly damaged. Let's say badly. It's not that bad. It might look worse in the camera than it actually is. This field here is about 17 acres in it, and it's the one that had the tree in the middle of it, one of our silage fields. And this top part of the field, the upper side of this big hill, was hedge across. We took the hedge out now about 25 years ago or more, and we put it all into one. But this upper part here was always a slightly wetter part of the field, so we're going to plough that when the silage is cut the year, and we're going to reseed this top part. There's about 6 acres in it, and get it all cleaned up. But as you can see here, yeah, this is where the problem is. We have a lot of ground, just the sods have been tore up, or where he has torn and different things when he was piping. Just it was wet, unfortunately, and there's a few little bits and pieces like up and along here as well that has got the same kind of a thing. So look, at there's places here like this. I'm not going to be really able to harrow that at the moment, but I might just run it across and see what it does. Give it another few days and it will dry out fully, and we can throw a bit of seed on it, run the harrow on it as well, and just get it all leveled out eventually. But we might do bits and pieces just today that are dry enough and get it all kind of cleaned up. Bought something new. What did we buy? Well, we bought a grass harrow. So this is our new harrow. Sorry, windy again, windy all the time. Unfortunately, I hope it's not hampering the sound too much. But we bought a new German. This is only a 4-meter harrow. Was always looking to get a grass harrow. Was in between buying a chain harrow or this type. I know it's called a chain harrow as well, but it's a different type of chain that's on it. So I just seen this one here in our local dealership, which was Lakeland Machinery, which is in Castleblayney in County Monaghan. We're dealing with Evan there. Bought a lot of stuff of Evan over the years, and he's always been a gentleman to work with. But yeah, this is our latest just investment we got. Wasn't really intending to buy it. It was just happened to be browsing through the internet and happened to see this come up on Facebook on his page, and it was good value on it, so I decided I'd go up and have a look. I'm sure when I had a look at it I ended up buying it and taking it home. It looks very, very well constructed. That's the first thing that caught my eye. It's galvanized as well, but it's really heavily constructed. German stuff does, or Jarmit stuff does get good reviews from people who owns them. They do a lot of different machinery and things. So I'm looking forward to putting this to work now. The only thing I'm a bit skeptical of is if these little pins are long enough to dig in, but I know some people say they're reversible. I don't think these ones are reversible, but we'll see what it does. I've seen videos online and they seem to work quite well, so I can say it's going to be all right, and we'll give it a go anyway. I only do a small bit of harrowing, so I only bought the 4-meter. Didn't need anything bigger. It's a fold up. I didn't bother getting the hydraulic one. A lot of people go for that as well. Again, didn't need it. Still have a bit of power in me, not that old yet, so I'm able to fire them up. But I like it, it's nice and neat. Looking forward to getting it up and running. My daughter's with me now today. She's keeping her head forward. She doesn't want to be on the video, and she's probably quite right. She doesn't want to see her old fella embarrassing himself. So we'll get cracking on this here now and we'll see what happens. job that has to be done. A lot of places got tramped when the man was doing a bit of piping, so we're just going around doing any wee area that got damaged. Nothing else, just the areas that got damaged on their own. We're just giving a quick run over with the roller, but you see grounds are actually very hard in places, so the roller's not having a huge effect in some places. Other places still soft, and it's actually sinking in, so I just have to be careful where I go. But I can get some of it flattened out. It's only a few minor spots here and there, so I'm not really too worried about it. Got my daughter with me today. She's sitting here beside me, but she doesn't want to be on camera, so I said I'll put the camera on my head this time rather than showing inside of the cab, so it keeps her out of trouble. Alright, Sophia? It's amazing when the camera goes on how quiet they are. When you turn the camera off, it's yap 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 yap. Alright. No reply. So we'll have to put this camera in the house an odd time now as well. At home, or maybe they'll keep just every bit as quiet at home when it's on. It seems to be a great job when we're in the tractor. No wards at all. The dairy sector, and including the entire farming sector, could be in serious trouble in the near future. There could be a crisis going to happen there as well. We're also getting warnings and things, and reading through the RT news and things like that, that there's a possibility that even our milk may not be collected. We may have to spread our milk on the fields. So it's getting very, very serious. They're telling us to reduce our milk at the moment as well, to let processors kind of deal with the big surge in milk there is at the moment, and the fact that if any staff are test positive for the virus, it may lead that factory or plant to be under a lot of strain. Especially the month of April is normally the peak month for milk being produced, and they're expecting the litres of milk to be very high this year. So they're telling us to try to reduce the milk, which isn't very easy. Telling us possibilities of not feeding meal, milking cows once a day, which in my opinion isn't an option. Maybe in the month of June, July, August, maybe, yeah, you could do that, but not this month with cows just freshly calved and still cows ready to calve. They need to be milked twice a day to relieve their elders, basically. It's not just for milk production, they need to be milked. Cows know when their time comes, their elders are full. They're not in pain, but they're in discomfort, and they love to actually get into the power to get milked. So milking once a day isn't really an option. So we're hoping everything will be okay, and fingers crossed life will go back to normal sooner rather than later. Not as bad when you record about 20 minutes of footage, or should I say perform in front of a camera for 20 minutes and forget to hit the record button. Guilty. Let's do it again. So over here I have most of the rolling finished. Rolling's all pretty much done. All I have to do now at the minute is we have a couple of holes here. If you remember this patch here, there's the old tree, and if you remember this patch here, it was where the tree was. And what I want to do now is I'm going to go over and fill a couple of holes that has popped up here with stones. The holes popped up with stones simply because you had roots and things that were still left in the hole. It was a hell of a big gash that was left after that tree, and what happens is the shores underneath. We have stone shores that are underneath, and the soil and loose soil, probably with all the rain that came, got kind of washed into them shores a wee bit and left just a couple of voids underneath, a couple of nice big holes underneath. So if you drove in the middle of them there, that whole thing would probably give. So I'm going to fill them up with stones now. We have stones throughout the fields, especially this little area here where we put a little bit of seed last year. Didn't get all the stones gathered, so we're going to gather them now, along with a bit of reseeding that we're doing over to the shed. We're going to fill all these holes up as full as we can get them, and then we're going to put topsoil on top of them. So they're all full of stone. Took a few stones from over there, around that drinker. 2 big stones that the tractor at least can now drive over without safely hitting any major stones he's mowing. So I took them from there, carried them up and put them in the hole. So fix one job to repair another. And they say men can't multitask. So that was that. I didn't get to actually put an end to that video. Well, I did, but I lost it. It was part of the footage that was corrupted. So I have to just put a little bit of an end to it now. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. Hit that like button, leave a comment, you know the stuff by now. And we will see you very soon in the next one.